In this video, we're going to show you how to take this case and reload it into a new cartridge. If you enjoy shooting guns for hunting or target practice, the cost of ammunition can be very expensive. To sight in a rifle require 10 to 20 shots. There is a more cost-effective alternative. Reloading is a process of utilizing a fired cartridge and reloading that cartridge to be used again. If you enjoy hunting or target shooting, reloading is more economical than purchasing factory-loaded ammunition. A thorough understanding of basics of shooting and correct cartridge size for the gun is required before attempting reloading. The process of reloading involves making the case to its proper size, filling it with gunpowder, and inserting the bullet into the casing to the proper length. This creates a cartridge, which is the finished product. There are several key parts to the cartridge. The cartridge case is the brass outer part of the shell that remains after the bullet or projectile is shot. The bullet or projectile is the part of the cartridge that is expelled through the rifle barrel. A primer is part of the cartridge that provides the ignition for the cartridge. Gunpowder is the flammable material that creates thrust to expel the bullet. Equipment can be purchased in a reloading kit or as individual pieces. Equipment required is a reloading press, case holder, primer arm, reloading die set, powder measure scale, powder funnel, case lubricant with pad, case trimmer, deburring tool, veneer caliper, and primer tray. Required supplies are resizing lubricant, gunpowder, bullets, casing, and primers. A reloading manual is required for the gun type of gun being utilized, which provides key measurements for the cartridge. Reloading of bullets requires the use of gunpowder, which is highly flammable. Caution should be utilized to avoid open flames such as cigarettes or pipes. A thorough understanding of firearms and gun safety is also required. The first step in reloading is to determine the characteristics of the cartridge required. For this step, you will need a reloading manual for the type of gun being utilized. The cartridge size is determined by the gun utilized. The cartridge size is referred to as the caliber of the gun and represents the internal size of the barrel. The bullet size is determined based on the purpose of the bullet, such as target practice or hunting. A reloading die for the cartridge size is required. The reloading die is the standard size and shape for a particular cartridge size. When a cartridge is fired, the process of combustion always leaves a bit of residue on the walls of the chamber, as well as on the inside and outside the brass cartridge. The case should be washed in warm soapy water to remove residue. The case should be inspected for any signs of fatigue, such as crack, scarring, or missing portions. If these items are found, the case should be discarded. When a cartridge is fired, the body of the case expands to seal the chamber of the gun, which releases the bullet. Since all gun chambers are not identical, cases fired in one rifle may not fit into the chamber of another gun unless their walls are reduced to a standard diameter that is acceptable to all rifles of that caliber. This operation is called resizing. To complete this step requires the use of a veneer caliper, case trimming, deburring tool, die press, die and resizing lubricant. The first step is to measure the case to ensure it is the proper length of the veneer caliper. A Vernier caliper measures the length within a thousandth of an inch. If needed, the length can be trimmed with a case trimmer. If needed to be deburred with a deburring tool to smooth the edges. The second step is to use the die press to resize the case. The die of the proper size is inserted into the die press. The case is lightly rubbed with resizing lubricant. The case is held by a case holder and inserted into the reloading die. The handle of the die is pressed to pull down, forcing the case through the die. This step also removes the spent primer. To create a new cartridge, this step requires gunpowder, scale, gunpowder, powder funnel, primer, bullet, gun manual, and the die press. A new primer is inserted into the bottom of the case utilizing the priming arm of the press. The next step is to weigh the gunpowder to the specific charge desired for the cartridge. The reloading manual for the gun being utilized will indicate the correct amount of gunpowder needed and the bullet size and weight. Modern gunpowder is extremely flammable in the case of accidental ignition, burning at very high temperatures. For safety, it is important to never have gunpowder stockpiled in the same place. A powder measuring scale is utilized to weigh the exact amount of powder. The powder is poured into the case utilizing a powder funnel. The bullet seater of the die set is placed on the top of the die press. The bullet is inserted into the case to the proper depth. The die press lever is pulled to complete the setting of the bullet into the cartridge. Once the bullet is removed, check the length of it with the Vernier caliper to make sure that the bullet is set to the proper depth. Then you clean the cartridge of the bullet and you have a new cartridge. This is the reloaded bullet that we just made. Reloading cartridges can be an economical way to create ammunition. When reloading cartridges, the most important thing is to make sure you use the proper equipment for your gun and an understanding of gun safety. The process of reloading involves making the case to its proper size, filling it with gunpowder, and inserting the bullet into the case into the proper length.